describing. She has had it and then reset it since the 80s. She's one of the reasons why I went to UCLA. They sent me that media guide, and I went, I want to go to whatever school she went to. So she's excited.
Yeah, I know she's excited for Anna Hall and excited for the U.S. to be back on the Olympic clock, hosting the games in Los Angeles in 2028. Trey Cunningham hopes to be there, and he is in really good form early on in this season.
Yeah, we flash you back to Miramar, Florida for the Grand Slam Miami event. He's third from the right in the shadow, and this is the best that he has looked since his senior year at Florida State 3 years ago. That was the year that he made the U.S. team that stayed at home for the Oregon World Championships, and he got the silver medal. So he's right back to his best, 13 flat, and he then came back and ran a pretty spectacular 10-17 in the 100 as well. So Trey Cunningham looking like the guy who was second to Grant Holloway at Worlds 3 years ago.
Already banked a win against Grant Holloway this season so far. Next to him, Freddie Crittenden, a finalist in Paris.
Second at the U.S. trials last year, under 13, with that 12.93 personal best en route to getting that second place, and then made the final in Paris, where he finished in 6th. He was injured somewhat in those Olympic Games and went through a lot of trials just to get to that final.
Orlando Bennett and Robert Dunning round out the field. Michael Dixon was to have been in lane 1, but has scratched late from this race. But all eyes on Trey Cunningham, Florida State Seminole.
Yeah, he's a big favorite here. Last year it took 13:07, a world-leading time by Grant Holloway, who is back at home training. I talked to him this week. He says, look, late Worlds, I'm getting ready. Holloway's a favorite here now.
110-meter hurdles, clean over the start for Trey Cunningham, and maybe a little bit of a hit on hurdle number 3, but is now in the lead, charging forward and trying to carry this one against the Olympic finalist Crittenden, and Trey Cunningham's going to take the victory. A little bit off that 13 flat he ran in Miami, but still solid effort. 13:16 for the win.
Yeah, not bad at all. I said Holloway, obviously. I meant Cunningham is the favorite. 13:16. Listen, these were the kinds of times that he was struggling to run in between this year and that year, 2022, when he was at his best. So the fact that this is sort of a ho-hum, not really challenged, back off at the end sort of effort, and he's still in the 13.1s, lets you know that Trey Cunningham is going to be a factor when we get to the U.S. Nationals in July to pick the team to go to the Tokyo World Championships. One
advantage for Team USA is they do have a wild card because the reigning world champion Grant Holloway gets a free spot into Tokyo. So a team of 4 will go. It's a deep field in U.S. hurdling, and Trey Cunningham hoping to be among them when the trials for the Worlds are held in Eugene in late July. Let's check in with Lewis Johnson, who's with Trey.
All right, Trey, great time, great win. I'm sorry I don't have a golden envelope to hand you for $100,000, but congrats on all of that and these fast times you're running. Tell us how this has been going.
You know, I mean, we haven't changed much, except I've really doubled down on my mental game because at the end of the day, none of the other guys matter in the race because they're in their own lane. So I just focus on what I'm supposed to do, and usually it's good enough to win.
Yeah. The hurdles are such a volatile race, you don't have much room for error. As you navigate the system and think about the U.S. Championships, potential berth to the Worlds in Tokyo, how do you work meticulously on each section of this race?
You know, I've been dialing it up each race. You'll probably see I've dropped times each time I'm on like legit track surface, and that's part of the mental prep. We're trying to not push too hard, but not push too little, and then hopefully by the time we're at U.S. Championships, I can just go all out the whole way.
Yeah, on point. All right, Trey, congrats.
Thank you.
Now he's looking like he's very well capable of making the team, and it's going to take sub 13, I think, to make the team, as it did at the Olympic trials. If you did not run 13 or better last year at the trials, you didn't make it. More from Atlanta when we come back.